Can any flat earthers out there explain why tracking the sun in Melbourne in the southern hemisphere, the sunrise will start below the line of the east, rise up over the north, and then track back down to below the line of the west for sunset? So today is November the 5th in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, down the southern hemisphere. I just wanted to track the sun, so I basically got all the altitudes and the headings on every hour that struck. I basically followed all those figures there, and I thought I would print them into a 3D model to see how they track, because looking at this graph obviously can throw you a bit off. So in SketchUp, I have created this model here. So this is obviously from Melbourne. That's the center point right there. I've basically just done a whole lot of 10 meter long lines, and I've tracked out. So sunrise here, 6:09, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10, etc., etc. It rises in the east, it goes over the north, down past 2 p.m, 3 p.m, 4 p.m, 5, into the west, 6 p.m, 7 p.m, 8, and then sunset. Sunset basically at roughly 8 to 9 o'clock. And the most interesting thing about this is the fact that, I mean, it's not 100% aligned, because those degrees are not very accurate. So they're just whole numbers. They're not, they're not 29.5 or anything like that. But what it does show is what I've always mentioned whenever I watch this, the way that the sun tracks over me, is that it tracks over me a bit below what the east or the west is, and goes, and it rises up over the north and then tracks back down onto that lower side again, like down below the actual 90-degree line of the east and the west. And this is in summer. It's summer right now in Melbourne. And so it is fascinating to see the curvature going on here, and the way it peels around, and the way it's basically forcing its way back towards the South Pole. Because we face our houses towards the north in the southern hemisphere, because that's where the sun comes from. Just different to America. In the flat Earth model, they believe that the sun rotates around this circle basically in the center of the North Pole. And so if the sun is tracking around here and then sunsetting over there, then why would it fall all the way down onto this side, when realistically it should be tracking down towards here? I mean, when we're in Melbourne, we should see the sun setting over here, setting over here and rising over here. Yet we see it rising below the line of the east, and we see it setting below the line of the west. So go ahead, flat earthers, figure it out.